What is going on, friends? What's going on, RUF family? What is happening? Let's see who the first one in the chat is today. You guys should already be on top of this. You guys know that I give 1,000,000 points. Shelby is the first one. What's up, Alan? Glad you're here. Glad you made it. What's up, Kayla? I'm so excited. Gentry's here, of course. We got a couple people coming in here, running a little late. Y'all, this is going to be Fabricio's on here. What's up? Jessica's here. I love it. I love it. Today, it's going to be an extremely important call for everybody who's participating in our 8-week challenge. If you're here, I assume you already know that we're running an 8-week challenge. If you don't, I will go over a little bit about the 8-week challenge and things like that. How to enter and all that good stuff. But if you're curious about how we help you, like the workouts, the nutrition, the accountability, how our app works, all of those things, we talked about that in last week's call. Okay, it is on our YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. I shared a replay on my Facebook. You guys can find it there as well. So go watch last week's call if you are interested in learning how the program works, how we can help you see the results you want, and all those good things. But tonight's call is really fun because I assume most of you guys are already a part of the app. You're already a part of the 8-week challenge, or you're really excited about joining, and you want to know how to get the best results and become a grand champion. Those of you guys who I'm sure you've all seen, Shelby is our most recent grand champion. Shelby Bills just won $1,000. We're going to fly her out here to Colorado for our RUF summer event. She got a golden cookie. She is the face of the next 8-week challenge, and she had no idea that she was going to win. We have a couple champions, people who have won prior to Shelby, that are on this call as well. And the cool thing is that none of them, when they started this, none of them were like, they didn't know that they were going to win. Every single one of them was surprised. They were shocked. Like, they were like, oh my God, like there are so many people who could have won this. And of course they knew that they got amazing results, but they just thought that anybody could do it, and they were just surprised. And my point in saying that is that you can do this, right? It's not a weight loss challenge. This isn't whoever takes certain supplements. This isn't a popularity contest. It's not any of that. Okay, people just like you put in the work, made this happen, and they saw the best results. They changed their life, and that's what it comes down to. Okay, your ability to follow this program all the way through to changing your life. And if you do that, you're going to be up to win this thing. Okay, and that's what it comes down to. What are you willing? How hard are you willing to push? What are you willing to sacrifice to stand out and get the best results? So, of course, if you guys have any questions throughout this, you're more than welcome to put them in the chat, and I will get those answered for you. And the point of this whole call is to tell you how to score points, right? I think about some of you guys who are new here, or you haven't been here very long. You're joining this 8-week challenge. You want to know how to win. It's kind of like if I put you guys all in a soccer field and I didn't tell you how to score a goal or how to get points, right? It'd be kind of hard to figure out. Well, maybe not for soccer. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but you guys get my point. I want you guys to know how to score points, if you will. And if this isn't a weight loss challenge, then what do I look for when choosing a champion? So let's get into this. So we have the RUF 8-week challenge. Everybody can see my screen. Thumbs up. Sweet. RUF 8-week challenge, how to become a grand champion. Let me pull the chat up so that way if you guys have questions, I can see this. So this is the pyramid of becoming a champion. I just created this just to kind of show you exactly what we're kind of looking for. And everything with a pyramid starts with the base, right? Starts with the bottom. So we're looking at number 5 first. And that's the app plus photos. And then it works its way up to seeing results, getting results. Obviously, if you want to be the RUF Grand Champion, you have to see results. Then we're going to talk about the Thursday check-ins. We'll talk about going above and beyond what is expected, and then ultimately you becoming a grand champion. You guys are more than welcome to screenshot this, take notes, whatever it is you need. But these are the things that we look for. So first and foremost, the very foundation of all of this, you have to have the RUF app. This is how you enter into the challenge. Yes. If you don't have the RUF app, you can't really participate. We can't track your progress. We can't help you. But I really want to dial into these photos today. Photos are how we see your progress. Without them, you won't be eligible to win. And Shelby's our grand champion, so I'm gonna pick on her just a little bit. But I know for a fact that Shelby did not want to take these day one photos. I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably right there right now. And you're like, I don't like the way I look. I don't like taking photos. I'm always the one taking photos, not the one in the photos, right? But you have to remember that taking the photos is literally getting your skin in the game. Yes, it's for a lot of us, the reason why we're doing this, because you don't have the confidence yet. You don't like the way you look. For a lot of us, that's part of the reason why we're here. For some of you guys, it's health reasons, right? Some of you guys, it's setting a good example for your kids. There's all these different whys, but at the base of it, with all those things, like you do want to burn the fat. You do want to regain the confidence. You do want to like the way you look in the mirror. And it all starts with owning up to where we're at right now. And the cool thing is that every single person, a part of our RUF family, has been where you are. They join this challenge because they're not happy with where they are, and they want to get from where they are to where they want to be. Even myself, there was a time about 4 years ago before I moved to Colorado, I was in an extremely toxic relationship. I was eating way more Chipotle and queso and chips and guacamole than I should have been. I wasn't working out, and I just didn't like the way I looked. And I owned a fitness company, you guys. And for me to get into the Facebook group and post my photos, and I have them, I'll share them with you this week before we start the challenge. For me, like owning a fitness company, the person who's supposed to be leading by example, the person who goes home to the family and they're like, oh, Roy, the fitness guy, that's how people know me. Like, could you imagine me having to own up and post those day one photos and being like, you guys, I let you down. This is where I'm at. Like, I'm not happy with where I am or how I look. We've all been there. We all get it. If there's ever been a place to take these photos and people understand it, it's here. Okay. So for those of you guys who are scared to take your photos, this is your opportunity to just get out of your comfort zone. You can't keep doing the same thing you did in the past and try to make a new change. Okay. Taking your photos for a lot of you is a first step that you've never done before. And then we talk about getting results. Okay. This goes without saying. We use your photos to check your progress. Results don't lie, even when the scale might. How many of you guys have worked your butt off for an entire week and you step on the scale and you're trying to lose weight and it went up a pound or two? Or for the ladies on here, you're on your monthly cycle and it's gone up 5 pounds and you're like, what the fork, man? Well, lucky for you, this isn't a weight challenge. This isn't who loses the most weight. This isn't who gains the most weight. This isn't who puts on the most muscle. There's no numbers. When we chose Shelby as a winner, the first thing we looked at for all the contenders to win this challenge was this right here. There's no way of denying that she lost weight. And we've had people who win this challenge that have lost 3 pounds and that's it. But their photos are so drastically different that you can't lie. You can't tell me that Shelby didn't go to the gym. You can't tell me that Shelby didn't follow the program. You can't tell me that she didn't make sacrifices. You can't, right? And so that's the foundation. Having the app, taking your photos, getting results. To even being a contender to be a grand champion, that has to happen first above all else. And I think we can all agree on that, okay? So then we get to the fun part. Thursday check-ins. You guys have all probably seen a post very similar to this on Thursdays. We are going to change the layout a little bit. Won't be too much different for this next 8 weeks, but something similar to this that we do in the RUF family Facebook group. For whatever reason, if you're not in the RUF family Facebook group, send me a message, we'll get you in, or shoot your coach a message, we'll get you in. For those of you guys who are like, oh, I don't like Facebook and I don't get on Facebook, or there's too much politics on Facebook, or whatever else reason why you're not on Facebook, I promise you, you will never get more support and more positive energy anywhere else on Facebook than you will in our private Facebook group. Download Facebook, set a timer for 10 minutes, and at the end of the day on Thursday, go find this post and update your photos in the comments below. And then go and see what everybody else is doing. And then when your 10-minute timer is going off, you get off Facebook for the rest of the week. Does that sound good to everybody? So there is no excuse, okay? And this is why this is so important, because I just said post your photos in the comments. And some of you guys said, wait. I didn't even want to take my day one photos. More or less have to post them in a Facebook group. How many of you guys have been there before? You want me to do what? So who can see this? Like there's no way. The hardest thing I've ever gotten somebody to do is post their photos. But again, how many of you guys have done a workout program before RUF? How many of you guys have done a nutrition plan before RUF? And yet you guys are here right now because it didn't last. I'm sure you guys have lost weight before too, or you've gotten in shape before. You've been in shape in one point of your life, but for whatever reason, it didn't last. And you're here now trying to feel real change, right? Again, you can't keep doing what you've done in the past again and again and again and expecting new results. How many of you guys have taken your photos before? And some of you guys are like, oh, well, I've never taken photos before for a challenge. I've done a nutrition plan. I've done a workout program, but I've never taken photos. And some of you guys are saying, well, I've done photos before. How many of you guys shared those photos in the past with other people and put them on social media? And some of you guys are like, there ain't no way in hell, right? There's a couple reasons why this is important for becoming a champion, okay? Number one, it literally gets your skin in the game and it shows your commitment to change. It does. Again, for you to tell me, Roy, I'm not comfortable taking these photos, you act like I don't hear that every single day. You act like I haven't been there before. You act like we don't have another 1,000 people in the Facebook group who don't understand where you're coming from. If there's ever been a community to post these photos and get support for what you're doing and extra accountability, it's in this group. And again, it's not something that's all over Facebook, right? It's in a private group, right? With other people who are going through this journey with you. Number two, okay? If you're not taking your photos and posting them here, how could I possibly choose you as a winner when we use your photos just like this, like we're using for Shelby, right? If Shelby never posted her photos in the Facebook group, then how would I be able to use her photos to say, this is our grand champion? That just seems kind of silly, right? You don't have any photos. How am I going to spotlight you and say, ah, this person won with no photos, right? That's the second reason why this is important. All right. The third reason, and the most important, I don't coach Shelby. Shelby's not my person. We have another RUF coach who coaches her. Does an amazing job. Those of you guys, especially who are on support, okay? It's not always me checking in with you guys. So how am I supposed to know your story? How am I supposed to know your progress? How am I supposed to know, hey, they're sticking with it and they're seeing really good results, right? We have a lot of people in the app, right? We have a lot of coaches. We have a very big community, right? This is the place every Thursday that I go in and I go see, right? I scroll through every Thursday and I say, man, who's standing out? Let me see who's struggling. Let's see who's supporting one another. Let's see who's seeing results. This is the time to update. This is the time for me and the entire RUF family to chime in on what you're doing. Okay. And it's really funny because you can go back to any challenge and find Shelby's photos and see when she was struggling, when she was having a bad week, when she fell off. You can find when she was doing good, when she was crushing it, when she had her best weeks. You'll see when she hit plateaus. You'll see when she gained weight. Everybody got to see Shelby's journey. And what's really funny is that in this challenge in particular, and we'll talk about this in a second, how many people messaged me, or I would just happen to be on a call with them. And they said, hey, did you choose a winner yet? And I'm like, not yet. They said, well, I just want to put my 2 cents in here and I don't know who you're going to choose, but I think Shelby should win. The amount of people who did that blew me away. Now, does that mean that Shelby has to win? No, but I can't ignore Shelby's progress now. If everybody's saying that Shelby should win, well, what's going on over here? And it's impossible for the RUF family to do that or see that if you don't check in here on this Thursday post. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, we're very big on the community. I'm sure very few of you don't know who Shelby is, or you haven't not seen her photos before. Some of you might not have, but the majority of you guys have seen her photos somewhere or heard of her or seen her progress. And that's the point, right? If I were to choose a champion, they got to be somebody that people look up to and are inspired by. I can't choose winner and people say, man, who's that? I ain't never even heard of them, right? It's important. Okay, our community is very, very, very important. So Thursday check-ins, don't miss them. And on here, I even put, keep up with your progress, good or bad. You guys, I do not expect this 8-week challenge to be perfect. I have never had a champion that was like, oh yeah, this 8-week challenge was easy. I didn't have any struggles. My family didn't get sick, not once. I didn't have any injuries. Work didn't stress me out at all, right? Never happened. There's always been an injury. There's always been a setback. There's always been a speed bump. There's always been something. And if there isn't one, then you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough, right? So it's important that you're checking in here and being vulnerable and being honest with your progress. Okay. We do have a question. Do I need a RUF coach? How will that happen long distance? I don't know what you mean by long distance if you want to ask again, but you will have a RUF coach, you guys. If you are on the RUF app, you have a RUF coach. Okay. So at the very, very bottom right here, I have becoming a grand champion, TrainRUF.com. If you're not on the RUF app, that's how you enter in. And once you're in, you will be given whether it's a coach or you're on support, like you will be given your workouts, your nutrition, you'll have somebody to help you make sure you're seeing your best results. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? Sweet. So I hope I answered that question. If I didn't, you can ask it in a different way. Sweet. Above what is expected. So this is, we're getting to the higher up part of our pyramid here. This is what I need you to understand. Everyone's going to get amazing results. We literally lay out the plan for you. We say, hey, do these things and you're going to get amazing results. And as long as you do them, you will see results. Okay. The question is what's going to separate you from everybody else? Does anybody know the answer? If everybody gets amazing results, and I think about it, right? Let's say everybody's goal was to lose 30 pounds. Well, in the next 8 weeks, if everybody lost 30 pounds, how am I going to choose a winner? Right? It's not a weight loss it's not a weight loss challenge. It's a progress challenge. How do you go above what's expected? Like what separates you from everybody else? And the answer here is you. You and your story is what's different from anybody else. Okay. You want to be known, share the good and the bad, and be present in the RUF family. Again, and I just said, I told you we talked about this. There's not a single person that can go back on those Thursday accountability check-ins and find when Shelby was having a good week or a bad week. You can't. You know, the first thing is like, I love it because week 1 and week 2, everybody's so motivated and they're crushing it. But then week 3 and week 4 happens and you're not as motivated, or you had a bad week, or you had a couple drinks, or you fell off on the weekend, or you gained some weight, or you're on your monthly cycle. And so you decide not to take photos and not to check in on that Thursday. I don't want Roy to see the bad progress, or I don't want him to see the bad week. That just shows me that you give up when things get hard, right? Your story, your struggle, the fact that you have kids, you're a single mom, you lost your job, you got a promotion, you just had a new baby, you just got married, good or bad. We want to know those things and what you're doing, what you're overcoming, the progress you're seeing. It's you guys. You're your story. I don't know if you guys saw the announcement of our last challenge. Shelby did a why video. She did a whole video and she posted in the RUF family group as well, way back when she first started, almost a year ago. She did that. She chose to do that. And even in the video, she goes, I don't like looking at myself. Like, I don't even like looking at this video right now. She didn't even want to take photos, more or less do a video. But she also wanted to stand out. She wanted to document that moment right there. And she chose to do that, right? And she shared her story. She shared her why she's joining. She shared about her kids. She shared about all these struggles. She was crying on the video. Not that you have to cry, but like, again, she went above what is expected. Nobody's going to make you do a why video, right? But at the same time, nobody's going to make you work out. Nobody's going to make you follow a nutrition plan. Nobody's going to make you take your photos or post them on Thursday's check-in. Nobody's going to make you do a why video. I can't make you do anything. All I can say is, hey, here's this plan. Do what you want with it. It's up to you to do the rest. It's up to you to go above and beyond. Okay. And then we get to becoming a grand champion. Well, first we have this bonus. These are our core values, you guys. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these before, but we truly believe in these core values. And if you're ever looking to represent RUF, right? Shelby's representing RUF right now. She's the face. She's all over. Like, if you haven't seen Shelby's photos yet, I mean, they're all over. You must live under a rock. I'm pretty sure like people in freaking Canada are probably seeing Shelby's photos right now. It's crazy. We have it blasted everywhere. These are our core values. And if you're ever like, what should I do? How can I go above and beyond? What is RUF looking for? This is what we're looking for. You're dreaming big. Okay. This isn't just about, like, some of you guys, yes, it is about getting abs or losing weight, but there has to be more than that. Like, what happens after you lose the weight? What happens after you have the abs? Some of you guys are like, I want to run a marathon one day. What happens after you run a marathon? right? Like it's not just the last thing we want is for you to lose the weight in an 8-week challenge and then gain it back right after. It's not what we do. There's more to it. There's a life after you lose the weight. There's more to you than just the scale and the weight. Number 2, you believe in yourself. Okay. You believe that this is going to work. You believe in what we're doing here. You take that leap of faith. Loyalty, respect, 2 very huge things. Okay. You're loyal to RUF. You respect the RUF family. You respect your coaches and what we're doing here. You lift others up. I talk about this so freaking much, and we'll talk about it in the next slide. Be enthusiastic. Okay, that's a big one. Lead by example, another big one. Quality every time, right? You're always showing up for yourself. You're giving the best effort you possibly can every single time. Extreme ownership. If you're not seeing the progress you want, okay, you understand that, well, we need to change something to see that progress. You have extreme ownership over your results. Again, I'm going to say it again. I can't make you follow the program. I can't make you track your food. I can't make you track your food accurately, right? These are things that you need to do and have extreme ownership over your results. Create an amazing experience, not just for yourself, but everybody around you. And of course, earn your cookie. Okay. We don't believe that there's any handouts here. Okay. We don't give out cookies, or you don't just get to eat cookies whenever you want, or the metaphor of achieving your goals. Okay. We don't believe in participation trophies. You got to earn it. Right? So follow your core values. Don't just be here for yourself. Lift up the community and lead by example. We want everyone to succeed. And I put this quote on the side: you are who you surround yourself with. And this is what I think about when it comes to our challenge. And what's so cool about Thursday check-ins, our RUF family, our Facebook group, our online community. Okay. When we did our RUF summer event, which we'll have another one this year, we had never, like a lot of you guys have never met me in person or each other. And we came here and it was like we were best friends from high school and we were picking up right where we left off. It was crazy to me that the relationships that some people have built inside our RUF family. And you've probably heard it before, but you are who you surround yourself with. If you hang out with a bunch of lazy people who are overweight and don't prioritize their health and wellness, then you'll be the next. If you hang out with people who love going to the gym, who build you up, who are super positive, who are health conscious, and those are the people you hang out with, you'll be the next. You've heard that before. And I know from personal experience, because when I first started this journey, I was in college and all my friends made fun of me. I was 125 pounds and said my goal was to get to 160 of pure muscle. And they said, Roy, you look disproportional. Roy, there's no way. It's against your genetics. They made fun of me. On Friday night, when I said, I can't go out with you guys and drink because I'm going to the gym, they said, dude, come on, man. Like, you never come out with us anymore. They said, missing one day isn't going to mess you up. Like, come on, just come out with us. And they just didn't get it. And I said that, man, this journey is never going to be easy for anybody. Like, it's not. You're going to have struggles. You're trying to get rid of this old life and build this new you, right? It's not easy to do. But I said, I'm never going to have a point where you have to go through this alone. That's the difference. I don't want you to have to go through this alone. And when you pour more into our RUF family, it pours back. And you start surrounding yourself with these people, right? And what's really cool is that you can't just be here for yourself. You're competing against these other people, but they're also your teammates. We have these boards at our headquarters, right? We have like back squats and deadlifts and max box jump and all these different things. And there's this other member we have, his name's Matt. And I always talk about Matt. I'm always like, man, what did Matt do? How did Matt do this? Because Matt pushes me. And I train Matt every single day. And I want him to beat me on the board. I want him to take my spot. Boom. And so a lot of people are like, that's backwards. Don't you want to be the best, Roy? And I said, yes, but I want to be the best version of myself. And if I train Matt and he becomes better than me, boom, and he takes that first place, then what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to push myself harder so I can lift more weight. So boom, I can get ahead of him. He's going to say, man, Roy just beat me. Let me work a little harder so I can get ahead of him. Boom. And now we create this progress, right? He gets a little better. I get a little better. He gets a little better. And that's what this challenge does. You guys pouring into Thursday check-ins, pouring into our RUF family, not just going on Thursday check-in and just posting your photo, but going see where everybody else is. Going congratulate them on their wins. Going be there for them for their struggles, saying, hey, I'm here to talk if you need. Connecting with those other people is going to get you that circle. It's going to get those people to say, man, you're going through the same struggles I'm going through. Let's get through this together and let's push each other. Boom, boom, boom. Let's elevate. That's the same reason why we do check-ins on Thursday, to keep you on track, to keep you moving forward, to keep challenging yourself, to keep pushing yourself. right? Again, you have to remember that everybody's going to get amazing results. Your goal is to try to get the best results. Okay. And that kind of gets us to this becoming a grand champion, right? The first little thing, bullet point I have up here is don't let it be close. The story I want to share is I used to do martial arts, and we used to travel all over the country to fight. And I remember that there was this one fight in particular. And the way it works is that whoever hits who first, they stop the fight and you get a point, right? You get a point if you hit him in the head, you get a point if you hit him in the stomach, right? And it was it was back and forth for the whole 2-3 minutes. And by the end of time, it was tied. And so we went to overtime. It was sudden death. Next point wins. They lined us up and they said fight. And I jumped and I hit him on the head just about the same time that he kicked me in my side. And I could just see like my entire family was going crazy because they saw me hit him. And they're like, that he hit him first. And we were like cheering because I'd won. And the judges broke us up. They got to the side and they gave the points to the other guy. And I lost. And I went to my family. Of course, they had a videotape. I watched the video. I said, Mom, look. I said, look, I hit him first. It's right here, clear as day. And she said, yeah. I said, go tell the judges so I can win. And she said, no. This is Mama Val for you guys. It's life lessons. I said, why? Why won't you go up? She said, listen, you shouldn't have let it be so close to where somebody else can decide the outcome. She said, you should have been up 2, 3, 4 points. These are all the mistakes. Go watch the video 3 minutes prior. Look at all the mistakes you made. You should have been up 3 points where it didn't even come to overtime. It wasn't even the judge's choice to choose a winner. Right? When I tell you we got to the end of this challenge, and you guys can look at these photos and tell me that Shelby's transformation from this to this isn't absolutely amazing. When I tell you a dozen people reaching out to me and saying, man, I don't know if you chose a winner yet, but you should choose Shelby. She's done something above and beyond to earn this. She didn't even let it be close. And so when we talk about being a grand champion and competing and trying to get up there, don't just say, oh, I got pretty good progress, but what can you do to stand out, to share your story, to be that person that people are looking up to in our RUF family? That should motivate you guys, right? But it's not something that's just easy, okay? On the next little bullet point right here, I have live a RUF lifestyle, okay? Obviously, you guys are a part of this program. You're going to be the face of the company if you win this. You should be proud to wear RUF. You should be proud of what you're doing. You should be proud that you're a part of this program, right? I see a lot of people when they start their fitness journey, they're scared to share their journey with their family, their friends, their social media and stuff because they say, man, I'm just going to get these results, right? I'm going to do it secretively. And all that's really telling me is that you're scared that you're going to fail again and you don't want to be held accountable. Right? You don't want to let your family and your friends and your coworkers know you're doing this journey because it's what's going to make this different than any other time. When you mess up or fail, everybody knows that you messed up and failed because you put yourself on the line. But you should be proud that you're doing this, that you're making a change, that you're doing this to better yourself. And we want to see that, right? Like Shelby she's proud that she's doing this. She's proud to be a part of the RUF family. She's proud of our community and what she's accomplished and how this has changed her life. So live that RUF lifestyle, you guys. And my last bullet point is act like a champion before you are a champion. This is a big thing that I teach to my one-on-one clients is that when you have this big dream or goal, okay, and you want to be in shape, you want to lose the weight, it's simple to think about what kind of actions does that person take? You get to choose who you want to be in this life. I truly believe that, right? I was 125 pounds and I wanted to get to 160 pounds. I said, well, what does 160-pound Roy, what does his training look like? What does his routine look like? What does his nutrition look like? And I just started doing those things, right? It didn't happen all overnight, but I just started slowly but surely just doing those things that a very in-shape Roy would do, right? And so if you want to become a grand champion, win $1,000, be the face of RUF. You want to get flown out here to Colorado, paid for, okay? You want that title. You want that golden cookie. You have to start acting like the champion. What does a champion do? What would a champion do? I know that right now you might be scared to take your photos. It might be hard to work out. You're trying to figure out your schedule. You're trying to figure out how to, be a little bit more a part of the RUF family. It's hard for you. You're not a social person. I get it. But to be a grand champion, what does that person do? And start acting like that. right? Would a champion do a why video on their own and say, hey, this is why I'm joining the RUF 8-week challenge, and posting that on the RUF family group and on their personal page and say, hey, this is what I'm doing? Would a champion go to the gym on a regular basis? Would a champion track their food on the weekends? Would a champion get amazing results? Would a champion have no excuses? Would a champion give up as soon as things get hard and stressful? Would a champion make excuses, or would they look for opportunities? Those are decisions you get to make. One of my favorite things that people tell me, well, I don't want to say my favorite, but one of the biggest things I hear is that, oh, I want to wake up early to work out. I just can't seem to get out of bed. I keep snoozing. It's so hard to wake up. What would a champion do? That might be your first step, is just to say, man, I'm going to wake up as soon as my alarm goes off and I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to get it done. You guys, this is the best way that I can explain how to become a champion. Like I said, it's not black and white. It's not just lose the weight. It's not just build the muscle or get the abs. Obviously, that's the foundation, right? You have to see the progress. Those photos have to be undeniably amazing, and we'll give you the program to make that happen. But there has to be something in you, this fire that says, man, I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm going to share my story. I want Roy to know what's going on in my life. Okay, that's why I created the RUF family group, is to give you the opportunity to connect with me and our other members so we can know what's going on in your life. So yes, the app, taking your photos and seeing results, that's your foundation. But everything inside of that Facebook group, and let's be honest, it's an online company. What you do on your social media allows me to see what's going on in your life. And the more I get to see, and our coaches get to see, and our RUF family gets to see, and the more connections you make, the better chance we have of seeing your progress along the way and saying, wow, this person has earned it. So it's simply, a lot of you guys are going to put in the work, but are you showing us that you're doing the work, right? Are people being motivated by you? Are you leading by example? Are we seeing that? Or are you keeping it all hidden to yourself, right? If you lose 30 pounds, 50 pounds, if you get abs, if you hit a new PR, if you run a marathon, if you do a CrossFit competition, if whatever those amazing things you do, I want to know about it. I don't want to just look at the end of the 8 weeks and be like, wow, look at these photos. This is amazing. I don't want to say, how did they do it? I don't want to say that. I want to say, I know exactly how this person did it. I know that Shelby does the RUF shred programs at her house. I know that she's in a run club and she's running right now, working on getting better at running. I know that she's hitting gold in her nutrition on a regular basis. I know that she likes to eat pizza every once in a while, right? These are things I know about Shelby, and I'm not her coach. So I want you guys to think about that when you're going through this challenge. What can you do to go above and beyond? Because let's be honest, we're all going to get amazing results. And when you share what you're doing and your progress, and you connect with other people in the RUF family, then they're going to try to say, well, if she's doing this and I'm going to start doing this. And you're going to say, well, if I'm doing this and he's doing that, well, then I'm going to do this. And then that's how we build. That's our community. That's what we're about, supporting each other and building each other up. Does that make sense to everybody? Can everybody give me a thumbs up? It's the best way I can explain it, you guys, is that I want to see, okay? Gentry wants to see, Tasha wants to see, Erica wants to see, our coaches want to see, our group leaders want to see it, our other members want to see it. We just want to see what you're doing. We want to see the good. We want to see the bad. I know you're going to struggle. I know you're going to have speed bumps. I know you're going to have roadblocks. I know you're going to have hard times, but I also know that through that, you're going to have these amazing, amazing results and transformations. And we want to know that too. That's the best advice I can give you. So it doesn't look like we have any more questions, but you guys, we are going to record this, or we did record it. I will post a replay. If you have any friends or family or anybody who wants to join this challenge with us, or anybody who missed this video, feel free to share it. Our challenge starts next week. We're very excited about that. So get the app if you haven't already, update those day one photos. We will have our accountability post this Thursday. I love to see there's a lot of people on this call who haven't done their photos on that Thursday yet. This is your time to take that step, get out of your comfort zone, and let's make this happen. And I really can't wait. And I don't want to drop any hints here, any Easter eggs, but I really can't wait for this week or next week to see people posting their why videos in the RUF family group, or even on their personal page and tagging me in it to see, so I can share it, because I love sharing your guys' why videos or progress photos or anything like that. Please say again where to find last week's Zoom call. I will share it again. So when I share this one on my personal Facebook, I'll put both the links. I'll put the link for last week and the link for this week because they kind of go together. Okay, so that was the question, is where do you find last week's call? In last week's call, we went over how to get the app, how the program works, and how we can get you the best results possible. So with that being said, just remember, we don't pray for an easy life. We earn a rough one. You guys go out and earn that freaking golden cookie. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Later, friends.